News 5 begins now with breaking news.
No matter if you're the one shot or you're in the police department, all of the officers are going to go through some sort of trauma.
Now it's 6. Support pours in for Lorain Police one day after 3 of their officers were shot. 2 of them just trying to eat lunch.
Anytime law enforcement is injured, it's a difficult day for the law enforcement community.
Investigators say the shooter ambushed those officers.
He was laying in wait and opened fire with multiple rounds at both of the officers who were sitting in their vehicles.
Now people are left to grapple with the aftermath of a heartbreaking situation.
I feel for their families because no one wants to see a loved one lost.
Our team coverage on News 5 at 6 starts now.
And breaking here off the top, we can confirm the worst possible news. Lorain police officer Phillip Wagner has died from injuries suffered yesterday in that ambush attack on the job.
According to Lorain Police, he died at Metro Health in Cleveland, surrounded by his friends and family. Officer Wagner joined LPD in February of 2022. Before, though, he started with Lorain Police. We know he had previously served with the Sheffield Village Police Department, and he served in the Marine Corps. Just 2 days before he died, Officer Wagner earned his SWAT pin.
Throughout the day, we've had teams working to get the latest information for all of us.
In Cleveland at Metro Health Hospital, where Officer Wagner and the other seriously injured officer were taken after the shooting yesterday. Also in Lorain, where this investigation into the shooting continues. And we began our team coverage for you tonight with our live outside Metro Health, where we have just, Nadine, learned the heartbreaking news about the passing of Officer Wagner from his injuries sustained yesterday.
Yeah, Katie, Rob, you can feel that heaviness in the air, that sense of grief, but also solidarity and brotherhood. I am standing right off of View Road outside of Metro Health, where you can't see it, but I can tell you that dozens of officers in their cruisers are waiting. We just watched a dozen motorcycles go down there. That dozen was growing since this morning in support of the officers that were getting treatment here, but now they're gearing up for a procession. Now, you talked a little bit about Officer Wagner's history, but he was described as someone that dedicated his life to service. And that's what his fellow officers and the chief said about him. They said they want him to be known for his dedication, his professionalism, and his compassion. Now, to recap, Officer Phillip Wagner and Peter Gale were eating lunch in their cruisers when they were suddenly ambushed yesterday. Officer Brett Payne responded to the shots fired call. He too was shot. Now, officials confirm that both Officer Wagner and Payne were struck multiple times and airlifted to Metro Health. Officer Gale was shot in the hand and is taken to Mercy Hospital, where he is still recovering. Now, for Officer Payne, he remains in serious condition. And again, as you mentioned, Officer Wagner, Phillip Wagner, has officially passed. The chief of Lorain Police said in a statement, Officer Wagner, his life in service in our city will never be forgotten. A very sad day. And there's one thing I do want to point out when we bring you these stories. I don't think we can really show how many people this affects the reach. But as we stood down there, I saw cruisers from Solon, Warrensville Heights, Garfield, Cleveland. When an officer goes down, they all come together, but it's truly, truly a tragic day. This procession could be beginning any minute, or we're going to stay up to date on this tragic story. Back to you guys in studio.
Nadine, Officer Wagner served his nation, he served his city, and he clearly was not afraid to put his life on the line to protect and serve. Nadine Abusada outside Metro Health. We'll check back in with you as this progresses. Thank you so much. Let's turn now to News 5's Catherine Ross. She was at the scene in Lorain for us on Riverbend Drive. Been there all day. Yesterday, went back today. Joins us now live with the latest on this investigation.
Yeah, guys, like Nadine said, there's been just an outpouring of support. That loss felt by so many people in this community. And we were out here just about 40 minutes ago when a group of officers from both Lorain and Sheffield Village came out. They placed this wreath out here. You can see other people have been coming by, paying their respects, leaving candles and flowers. Of course, there's so many unanswered questions in this investigation, but we do know that there's been an outpouring of support, and they're going to get to the bottom of what happened. Of course, they're still trying to figure out why it happened. This was a Lorain cruiser and the suspect's vehicle being towed late Wednesday, both riddled with bullets. Investigators say it's the aftermath of an ambush that critically injured 2 officers, minorly wounded another, and left many puzzled. Police tell us officers Phillip Wagner and Peter Gale were taking a lunch break in the dead end of Riverbend Drive around 1 p.m. That's where investigators say 28-year-old Michael Parker was parked and waiting. He opened fire. Responding police fired back. The suspect died in the gunfight. 2 of the officers were critically injured and 1 other was shot in the hand. Investigators say they found multiple high-powered rifles, handguns, and loaded magazines inside. And the bomb squad responded to dispose of what's being called improvised explosive material. They also searched and cleared Parker's home. Thursday, a growing memorial outside police headquarters. Former Northeast Ohio Deputy Stephanie Lofredo lives out of state now, but she was visiting this week and brought her therapy dog to provide some sense of comfort.
I still can't believe it keeps happening. It just keeps happening, and I don't know what's wrong with people these days.
Yeah, still a lot of people just reeling from this tragedy, especially given the news that Officer Wagner has passed away. Actually, I have people out here in a prayer circle right now. I've also been in touch with Elyria Police today. They're the ones leading this investigation. They tell me right now there are no clear signs of any motive in what happened yesterday. Of course, they're going to continue investigating. They're asking anyone with information to come forward. Of course, we'll stay on top of this. And we do know tonight at 9 o'clock, there's a vigil planned outside of the police department. Rob, Katie.
Catherine, thank you so much for your insight, your reporting. We'll get back to you when we need to.